Today we're sitting in a 450 horsepower M240i. Let me show you guys what this thing looks like. Take a look at this thing. This is what we're going to be POV driving today. A manual M240i with an MHD tune and a custom exhaust. This thing sounds absolutely nuts, as you will hear in the video clip shortly. But today's video is getting a little bit moist outside, so we might get a little bit of traction loss, but we're going to be full sending a full POV drive with exhaust tones, a manual box, and DCT off occasionally. Before we go any further, I'm just going to show you guys the engine bay. You're not going to be expecting to see what's in here. So there isn't just a B58, we've also got a 1,200 pound Eventuri air intake. And as you guys will hear in the POV in just a second, this thing sounds unreal. So I think now it's time to hop in the car. It's fully warmed up, oil's warm, temperature's warm, it's all ready to go. Let's see what this thing has got to offer. All right, it's now time for the POV, so let's get it. Full manual box, 50-ish horsepower, M240i. So we have good oil temp, good coolant temp. Yeah, this thing is nuts. Manual box as well. This thing is phenomenal. The auto rev match is incredible. So regarding suspension on the car, we're running the Bilstein V6 EDC shock absorbers, or coilovers some people like to call them. That is the suspension, and the car is lowered on H&R lowering springs, 30mm on the front and then 25mm rear. Car has no spacers, but 19-inch alloy wheels. They're the CS style, or the 763 some people like to call them. How long is this going to be on 99% for? And a lot of you will know the notorious B58 Brab. I'll just demonstrate it real quick. It's better with the windows down. That noise. So this car is tuned or programmed so that it only does that in sport mode, so it won't do that in any other mode, only in sport. However, with the sport, as you guys can hear, it's really bumpy. So what we'll do in just a second is we'll pull up the iDrive gauges here and we'll see if we can max out the 400 brake. We really should be able to get there no problem, because the car is a lot more than that. And we'll turn off traction control just a little bit, see if we can have any sort of traction loss. I've got PS5S's on the rear of this and it seems to love it. It grips exceptionally well. It does snap at you though. It still kind of does snap when you're not expecting it to. That was just me feeding on the throttle. I just wanted you guys to hear the tone without actually getting like crazy speed. That was 200 horsepower, supposedly. I know these iDrive gauges are not accurate at all and we can't go off them to any kind of fact. However, it's quite interesting to know that that was just 200 horsepower, just like that. We'll upgrade from comfort to sport mode. It's gonna get real bumpy though. This car handles beautifully with these shock absorbers. That is just so annoying. So for this video, I'm just trying to do a little bit less talking, just so you guys can actually hear the exhaust sounds, you can hear the tones, you can hear how the intake works, and you can hear that lovely B58 Brab all the time. In sport mode, it is just absolutely incredible. I can't wait to actually get this car on track and be able to push these shock absorbers or these dampeners to their full potential, actually cornering on them well and doing long G's of corners, etc. Because on these roads around here, they're only they're limited with how well you can actually put them to the test. They work well, but I feel like I'm only using 50% of them, and there's still 50% for me to actually explore and to use their full potential. We'll just do a real quick rolling anti-lag just so you guys can hear the sounds of this. So if I slow down enough, windows down. Here we go. Yeah, this thing is an animal. My goodness me. That is actually mapped to 16 psi of anti-lag, which is the maximum you can do on MHD with a B58. And it shows it. I might turn that down. That actually launched me into my seat so far, it kind of hurt. So just a little bit of information for you guys. This car actually has EDC, which is adaptive suspension control. So when you put it in sport mode, the suspension really stiffens and you can really feel the bumps. It's perfect for a lovely smooth track, not the UK roads. However, comfort compared to sport feels like a Rolls Royce, and obviously the same is implied with Eco Pro. So comfort, the steering kind of goes all floppy. It's very nice for motorway cruising, and if you're just like having a nice, as it says, balanced setting. Whereas sport stiffens the steering up big time. You can see how nimble this thing is. It just wants to just dart around, and then combining that with the actual stiffness of the suspension, it's another level. Just want to see what these tyre pressures say here, because I had to reset them, and obviously as it's resetting, it doesn't give you full power. The car kind of goes in a little bit of a limp mode if you are fiddling with any sort of the tyre pressures or alike. I can't wait to get this thing on track. It's going to be an animal. I really can't wait. We've had the brakes done. We've got floating or two-piece discs, as some people like to call them, so we're gonna have no worries about overheating or warping the discs. We've got the Frodo DS 1.11 pads, which are absolutely incredible for keeping the temperatures down, or hot enough in the fact they don't produce any fade. And then we've got the Motul 660 fluid. The brake system, we're all set up, we're ready to go. J-hooks on the front. I know some people don't really like them, however I do like the look. And then combined with the performance of the car, we've got the dampeners ready, and then everything else regarding performance-wise with the air intake and the tune. This thing is crazy. Listen to those sounds. I don't know if you can hear the air intake, let me know in the comments, because in cabin, where I'm sat right now, it's crazy loud. Especially lower down. If we go, say, 2k RPM and I kind of put a bit of pressure on the engine, it's a bit 50-50 with hearing both. You can either hear the air intake and the exhaust. It's difficult to hear them both at the same time. However, that's pretty much it. We're gonna have the POV over now. I'm gonna let the car cool down, gonna just drive it around for a little bit, let it cool down, because we've given it quite a hard time. Temperatures though, air intakes for what we've just been doing, sitting at 32 degrees. That's really, really good. And then coolant and oil, just above 100. Really can't fault this car at all. Really can't fault it. It is an absolute pleasure to sit in here and drive it in a POV state. Absolutely love it. And there we have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this POV drive. This thing is a serious monster, as we've seen in today's video. It doesn't hang about, and it has got so much potential with that B58. And one of the favourite things to me is the fact that this thing doesn't just sound good and it is fast, it also looks really, really good. In my opinion, these silver alloys with the white, and it's kind of a fluorescent white as well. It's not like an actual matte white like the M235i. This white is incredible. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did like it, you can give it a like. You can also subscribe to see loads more content like this on the channel and see loads more of the M240i. And apart from that, thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you in the next video.